Welcome to A Very Curious Place. Now, I've already made the video for this review once, and I decided I didn't really like it, so I'm actually doing a redo, as all my stuff falls. Isn't that always the way? I didn't bring up the tripod, so I've got a makeshift one right now. But yeah, so this is a review of a little bit different. This is for a website, and it is called Archive of Our Own. Now, this is a fan fiction website. I love to read. I love to read. I pretty much love to read pretty much anything. I read packages, I read books, I read fan fiction, I read comics. You name it, I love to read it. And when I found out originally, back years ago, about fan fiction, I started looking around at it, and I found I really liked it. And so I started looking at the different sites over the years. Some have gone, some have come, new ones have popped up, gone back and forth. And out of all of those websites, the only one that I really have kept going to over the years, like religiously, I'm not even kidding, I have their app on my phone. I read on my phone. So yeah, I have their app on my phone. I have them on my computer. This is the only site that I just have kept going back to after all these years. And it's called Archive of Our Own. They've got a large selection of different things: movies, television, real life people, comics, books. I mean, you name it, you can probably find it on there. These days, my interests are like Supernatural, Avengers, The Walking Dead. I may pull up an occasional Blacklist fan fiction site because, I'm sorry, there's just something about Raymond Reddington that man is sexy. He is right up there with Tony Stark and Daryl Dixon. I'm just saying. But, so those are some of my favorites, and I like to go back and I like to see the content. And yeah, I know people don't like to use that word content, but I really think in this circumstances, you kind of have to use that word. I like to go and see what the new content people are putting out, what I've missed, what, I've read, but I may want to read again, different things like that. I really do like it. And it's just something that I keep going back to. And they are a wonderful site to support. They take donations to keep going. Now, I financially am not capable of making a donation. But you know what? I'm capable of making a video to tell people, go to Archive of Our Own. If you find that you really like it, maybe help them out, give them a donation. It's just one of those things where I think they're a really great site. If you like to write, but you just like to write little short stories, poems, and stuff like that, maybe go and write it and put it on Archive. It really is a great site. I always find something to read, even if it's just like little short things. And with me, sometimes I just don't want to read a book. I mean, just the other day, I also have Kindle on my phone. I have problems. So I pull up my Kindle and I open it up on my phone, and I'm sitting there trying to read this book, and I mean, first off, it took me forever to find something because none of it is really organized. It's just, it pops up as I've downloaded it. So I've got like thousands of books probably on my Kindle thing in the cloud someplace. And so I finally find a book, I start to read it, and I find out that, my mind is just so busy, I can't keep my attention on it. I can't. And so I kind of shut it down, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to Archive. I'm going to go to the Archive. I'm going to see what I can find. And you know what? My mind has still been so busy that I actually haven't gone back to my book. I've just been reading little snippets of stuff on the Archive. And I really do love it. Now, it's just not reading. They also offer, like, audiobooks, or audio stories, podcast type things where people will read their works. They do wallpapers. They have people that make fan videos, and you can go watch them. I mean, it's just a little bit of everything. Anything kind of as a creative outlet, people will put it on the Archive. I will warn you right now, there are some stories that are explicit. They are very good about labeling everything very well. Everybody labels everything. They give everybody the options to label everything. There's something, a label for every little thing. This is not something I would say was appropriate for a child. Even though I'm sure that a large portion of the stories are actually written by teenagers. Just saying. But, yeah. I would suggest that a lot of it is adult content, which I don't have a problem with. And the thing is that a lot of the books I get, have explicit and adult content in them. So, I don't see an issue with it. For me. Now, if you're a parent, you may want to police your kids a bit on when it comes to this, because I'm not sure about parental controls or anything like that, because, like, I don't need them, but, everything is labeled very well, I don't know, I can't say anything bad about this site. I mean, there are some stories that I wish people would have finished, gone back to, written a little bit more, but you know what, life happens. I totally understand that. I've got some works on there. I'm not going to say what name they're under, but I've written a couple of things that I've started writing, and then I just kind of fell out of love with them, and I stopped writing them. But they're still up there partially, and there's a car with a dog in the back. So, yeah, there's some stuff that I've written on there that I haven't finished. So, I mean, I understand, kind of you lose interest, you lose enthusiasm for what you're writing, and it just, gets kind of old and you move on. I love the fact that if you sign up, you can change your backgrounds to different pictures and so on and so forth. I really do like that. Different colors, things like that. I love that you are able to leave kudos, which is like little hearts for the authors. You're able to leave them comments, about, their stories that you read. If you are signed up and not just going in as a guest, you can keep track of like your favorite stories, you favorite them and save them, and yeah, I mean, it's it works out really well. The site is very well laid out. I don't think there's really anything I would change about the site, except I wish people would write more. I go through stuff like that, and I'm just like, people need to write faster. That's just me being picky. But, yeah, no, I love the site. If you love to read, if you love fan fiction, I highly suggest you go and check out the archive. Because sometimes you don't want to get settled into like a long book that you have to keep track of this plot and the plot twists, and it's like, several hundred pages long, or, even longer. You just want to read some short stories and something to take your mind off stuff. The archive is perfect for that. So, yeah, it's called Archive of Our Own. I will attempt to put the website down in the box below. But yeah, just give them a look, see what you think. If you have been there before, leave in the comments. Let me know what you think. Do you like them? Do you not like them? So on and so forth. If you've never been there and you do go there, come back and let me know what you think about them. I'm curious other people's opinions of things. So yeah, that's all I got for you on this one. As always, much love from Monty in a very curious place. Please like and subscribe. Stay strange, sweeties. Bye.